Good evening, everyone, and welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, one and only, often imitated, never duplicated, backyard superstar Tim Vicious. Before I go and start off with the show, first thing I want to say, first and foremost, in case any of y'all didn't notice, last Thursday, me and my homeboy, James Belmont, my brother from another mother, we started up our own podcast, Offshoot Radio. So, after you're done watching this, by all means, talk to me or James on Twitter, and we'll send you a link. That way you can go listen to it. You hear two crazy cats going and talking about bullshit and talking about whatever for a little bit, just straight up fun. That's the whole point on there. We're going to talk about wrestling on there every now and again, but that's not going to be the main thing. Alright, but anyways, moving on. Talking about this week's Raw. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I give it an 8 out of 10 because it was a good way to help build up for WrestleMania. I liked it. They started out, Hunter came out, he was talking about on how he's gonna destroy Bryan, he's gonna bury him, he's gonna put an end to the Yes Movement, there's not gonna be it, there's no way he's gonna get into the main event, and then next thing you know, Dave comes out, and surprisingly, he was able to walk normal, considering he was wearing pants that looked like they were spray painted on. It must be the power of the nose ring. That's what it is. That's got to be on why he was able to walk normal. But he came down, started talking down and talking shit on Bryan, and honestly, I know we're in the era of where it's no longer where there's no longer any kind of cartoony stuff or any kind of or special characters anymore, but you go and you try and put the real life scenarios on there. Why are you gonna have a dude like Dave's built go and try and talk down to somebody like about somebody in like Bryan's build? It's seriously, that's just like one of those beach bum bullies. And if anything, they always wind up getting their asses kicked in the end. So, but was starting to get really just, he was going on saying on how he's gonna win. He came back so he could win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and then next thing you know, out comes Randy Orton once again with no pants. Seriously, Randy, Walmart, $5 to $10, pair of sweatpants or a pair of shorts or a pair of gym shorts. Just go wear them. You can keep your trunks on underneath, but just come out with something. Getting sick and tired of seeing you prancing around with no pants on like it's nobody's business. Anyways, Randy came out. He was talking about on how he's gonna wind up winning and how Dave's been getting booed. Dave's less important now than when he was in WWE full time, and all that kind of happy honky dory horse shit. If anything, we just needed Ric Flair in there. I was expecting the music to hit and Flair come out and be the intermediary to stop all three of them from going and squawking at each other. But next thing you know, anyways, them two start butting heads. Hunter's trying to step in the middle, being a boss, like, whoa, break it up. And next thing you know, Hunter, he winds up looking at them, and then he says, you know what, there's gonna be a triple threat match at WrestleMania no matter what, because if Daniel Bryan wins, because after I beat Daniel Bryan, I'm gonna be in the match, in which case, wow, what a shock. What a shock. In fact, I'm pretty sure this right here sums up how Triple H envisioned WrestleMania. Go ahead, just take a look at that for a minute here. Why, oh why am I not surprised he would go and put himself in a main event spot again? You know? I mean, seriously, Hunter, I got no problem with you working as a boss figure. You're doing good with that. You know, you're slowly working guys from going on scripts 24/7 and trying to do their own shit. You're working well with NXT, but seriously, man, there's a time where you gotta hang up the boots for good. I know it's hard, trust me, I know that from first-hand experience, but seriously, hang the damn boots up. You know, I mean, now you're... I swear to God, if they wind up having Hunter get in that match and then him winning the titles, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna wind up flipping it out, and you're gonna see one of the granddaddy of all fucking pipe bombs get dropped on here on the Mania shoot. Hands down. You know, anyways, first match of the night. Usos versus Real Americans. It was actually a good match, and it was actually, and this is saying something for me, seeing as on how I always give the Usos shit on here. They were actually pretty impressive. I was actually relatively impressed with them. It's like somebody in creative or the Usos themselves wound up watching this show at one point or another and realized, hey, we're just doing the same stuff over and over. We gotta do something different, you know? Make people notice us. You know, I mean, for fuck's sake, they were moving around like you'd have thought they were the Hardys. I absolutely loved it. They were moving around, you know? It was very good, very, very good, very nice, very crisp. You know, the match itself, it was a very good opening match. You know, came to an end when they had Cesaro and Swagger knocked out on both different ends of the ring. The one Uso did a suicide dive on the one end, took out Swagger. The other one was getting ready to go and take out Cesaro. Cesaro came up, wham, got him with the European uppercut. Came in, picked him up, neutralizer, got the 1, 2, 3. That was it. The whole time they didn't show that Cesaro and Swagger were fighting. So if that means that we're done with the Real Americans button heads kind of story, okay, but in all honesty, if you're going to have them be a solid tag team again, you got to have them go and chase for the titles now. You know, that's what, hands down, you got to do that. Otherwise, you know, you're just going to do, all you're going to be doing is just giving us pure shit. Yeah. Next matchup, it was Sheamus versus Titus O'Neil, in which case, big thing I was happy with for Sheamus coming out, he was wearing a rugby jersey, you know, Irish, you know, good old Irishman myself, always happy to go and support, happy to support the homeland, glad to see he did as well, and there was my bad Irish accent, don't judge, alright, I watched so much of this movie right here, that's where I got it from, you don't like it, too bad. Anyways, thing that wound up tweaking the nerve in me was when they came back from the commercial and you saw Titus come out. He had on a Dr. Seuss shamrock hat and a red fucking beard and yeah, I was just waiting for somebody to go and pull out a black Irish joke right there, because I swear if Cole, Lawler, or JBL would have, I'm pretty sure I'd have reached into the TV and punched all three of them. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that next week. Anyway, pretty sure I'm going to wind up doing that next week. So if Lawler winds up randomly falling over again, that's why. Yeah, JBL, he looks like all he does is 12-ounce curls, so he looks like he's about ready to pass out, and Cole will ask the WWE app or the network to help save him. Anyways, the match itself, didn't really care for it, wasn't really all that impressed. Even less impressed at the fact that they brought out Hornswoggle out to go and pull off the, oh, it's a little leprechaun kind of thing. You know, really? What the fuck? All you need is just to have Sheamus going and eating a potato raw. Next thing you know, you got eating a potato raw in one hand and having a pint of Guinness in the other, and you got the stereotypes. You got all your stereotypes down. Stop with the damn stereotypes! It's fucking annoying. Actually give us real characters actually wrestling. Anyways, Sheamus won. What a surprise. What a surprise. Can't really be that shocked. You're gonna have, obviously they're gonna have the Irishman win on St. Paddy's Day. Yeah, forgot to mention the whole time Christian was there ringside watching. Yeah, he was there watching. After the match, Christian hopped off the commentary table, went over, started beating up Sheamus, hit him with a kill switch on the floor, and then walked away. Yeah. As long as they keep the feud like this, where they show it every, like, they didn't, excuse me, like they didn't show it last week. Now they played it this week. Now if they do it smart and there's nothing on SmackDown, and just a small little thing on Raw, and then next Raw, that'll be good. You know, that way you can build the story and the feud good. But if you do it every week and every show, you're going to wind up boring us to death. And you're going to wind up turning their matches into bathroom matches. Anyways, next matchup, I forgot this was actually mentioned in the opening promo with Randy, Hunter, and Dave. Randy wound up looking at Hunter, was saying, Hunter, this whole problem, this is all Daniel Bryan's problem. Let me take care of him. Give me a match with him tonight in a no disqualification match. I'll take care of it. And he's like, okay, that's good. We'll get that. So they do no DQ match with them. That match, it was good. It's my big gripe with it. You're calling it no disqualification, right? Well then, why the hell is the only weapon you're going to use a Singapore cane? You know? I mean, hell, grab a damn chair. Grab a chair. Use it. Bounce, you know, use it. Use the ramp. Use the entrance ramp. You know, use something. Anything other than a frickin' cane, you know? Why don't you just call it a frickin' Singapore cane match? You know, Randy didn't even look like he knew what he was doing with that damn thing. Me? I know what the hell I'm doing with this. You know why? Because I've used this. That's it. Bryan, when he wound up getting the cane, he looked good with it. He was doing the kicks and then the whacks with the cane. Kicks and then the whacks with the cane. It was coming off nice and good. Looked like he wound up learning from the old man himself, Cranky Asshole, on how to handle a cane. In which case, God bless him if he did. In the end, though, Bryan, he wound up scoring the win. I don't remember the exact detail on how. Yeah, but I remember Bryan got the win. That's what it was. And yeah, now I remember. Randy wound up coming in just as he was about to go and plow a chair right into Bryan's skull, which case, yeah, that's the only time we wound up seeing something different was when he had the up like that. Next thing you know, Batista came in, gave him like a spine buster or a spear, and then just walked out, and then Bryan threw himself on top. That's on what it was. Sorry, brain fart. Next matchup, it was oh wait, never mind. I don't even care about him. I just want to see Summer Rae versus Goldust, in which case, thank God it was somebody else besides Santino. You know? Getting really sick and tired of seeing them two going at it. You know? Yeah, that and seeing Emma and Summer Rae button heads on Raw all the time. You know? Absolutely love Emma in NXT. Can't stand Emma on Raw. Think about that kind of logic. Anyways, Goldust, he wound up coming out, and he was doing he wound up doing his thing well with his character. Not just the whole doing this thing, messing with him, messing with Fandango, acting like the whole Prince of Perversion thing, and then crawling over to him like that. Yeah, screwing with him. Yeah, that was just pure. That was beautiful. The Goldust character, I couldn't see anyone else ever pulling that off other than Dustin. God bless him. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Man, his age, 44, he's moving around a hell of a lot better than guys half of his age on the roster. Absolutely love it. Just wish that, that they would wind up having more guys like him working on the shows. Yep. Yeah, I mean, the big spot for me was he did Hurricane Rana right from the top, landed on Fandango, did that, and not gonna lie, I popped for that. I was just like, what the I mean, it's before this run, he never did anything like that before. It was great. End came to be, Goldust picked him up and wound up hitting the slam on him. Looked like he didn't land right, because right at the end you saw Goldust was mad, got up, shook off Cody and the ref, wound up kicking the turnbuckle a couple times, and then was like, and you could tell he was a little mad on something. I don't know if Fandango wound up sandbagging him, or if he just couldn't get him all the way up, or what, but something happened. He was also nursing his ribs, so he may have wound up hurting them as well. Either way, it was a good match. Goldie has been living up to his namesake, showing all these young fellas on what you're supposed to do. Anyways, next matchup, another ST Divas match. It was the Funka Chicks versus AJ and Big Mama Cool Snuka. Big thing that got me with that was the one that had the broken eye wound up coming out with an eye patch, and my first thought was, holy shit, she stole Scotty Riggs' gimmick. That's gimmick infringement right there. Yeah, she stole Scotty Riggs' gimmick. Nobody does the eye patch like him, man. Anyways, the match itself, it was your typical ST Divas match. What do you expect? They want the babyface girls wound up winning. AJ and Big Mama Cool, they lost. Next thing you know, you just see AJ going and snapping at Tamina. It's like, I keep on losing when you're around. What's going on? All this, that, and the other. She goes and shoves her. Tamina pushes her back. AJ falls flat on her ass. In which case, if she goes back to her crazy girl gimmick and she winds up selling like she thinks it's kind of hot, can work. But she's got to actually go and get into a character again, not just be the champion. Anyways, next matchup, and this is technically the main event of the night, even though there was a promo after this. This is technically the main event, so I want all you guys to think about this for a minute. Big Show, Ziggler, Henry, and Big E wound up going up against Ryback Del Rio, Sandow, and now they can finally say, hey, we were a main event. Yay. Yep, but that they turned an 8-man tag match basically into just a glorified battle royal near the end of it, just to hype up the Andre battle and to have Big Show say he's going to be in it. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy for the Andre battle, and it's a good way to pay tribute to him. Good way to pay tribute to Andre. hell of a guy. Wish I could say I've ever met him. Never did though. But fact is though, you know, with this this match, this match was shit. You know, the only good part on it was the fact that you wound up getting to see Ziggler and Sandow on TV. You know, I mean, the match came to an end when, after everyone got tossed out except Sandow, who was over in the corner, nursing getting taken down before that, came over to Big Show, trying to take him down. Big Show just grabbed him, choke slammed him, got the 1, 2, 3, and then they all were, yay! They won. That was it. And then the end of the night came to be when Hunter wound up calling that Daniel Bryan, saying, I just got something to say to you, get some stuff off my chest, face-to-face confrontation. And talked about on how he was going to end the Yes Movement, he's going to stop him, he's going to bury him, and he's going to wind up, if he'd have put this kind of crap on anyone else, it'd have wound up taking our ball and going home. Phil Brooks. Oh, sorry, allergies. And all that, it's saying, you know, and even though you're going to walk in there and you're going to get broken, I respect you. Because you know you're going to, and yet you're doing it anyway. And then he left it at that. In which case, that kind of just reminded me of like one of those kind of fights where you'd be, where you know you're walking into it and you're like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I know I am. I'm gonna get beaten up so bad. And yet you do it anyway. Just as Hunter's walking back up to the ramp, Steph comes out, going into full-blown screaming mode. No, I'm formally pressing charges. Officers, arrest this man. And, you know, then the cops come out, handcuff Bryan, wind up looking like a bunch of LA cops going and taking down Rodney King. There's my bad joke for the day. And, which case, really, if you're gonna have police enter the ring, at least make sure that the faces look like, at least make the guys look like they actually would be cops. Because in all honesty, those faces and those suits did not match. They didn't look like guys that you would think would be cops. And Hunter came back in and said, whoa, while Bryan was cuffed like this, like, whoa, guys, this ain't necessary. Come on, get out of here. It's not like you're even cops anyway. Way to wind up killing what small bit of kayfabe is left, Hunter. Seriously? We all know kayfabe's dead, but, I mean, what the hell? Why don't you just say, why didn't Steph just say, fake police, come down and handcuff him in that case? You know? And it wound up just looking over, it's like, it's not necessary. Doesn't mean I'm not going to enjoy doing this, though. And then he winds up going and beating the ungodly shit out of Bryan. And little thing wound up thinking on now. Daniel Bryan got fired a few years ago for choking Justin Roberts with a tie, like, But during that beatdown, it was perfectly okay for Hunter to bury Daniel Bryan's head into a thing of water. Really? Anyways, he wound up beating him down, held him up so that way Stephanie could slap, that way Stephanie could hit him. She slapped him once or twice, and then Bryan wound up yelling, you hit like a girl. Yeah, she really did, because she was doing a kind. I mean, hell, what happened to just regular straight up jabs? I mean, for fuck's sake. If I was a girl from Philadelphia from like if she was a girl from Philadelphia and she was from like 2nd and Rittner or something, I knew a couple of girls from that neighborhood. They'd have just straight up, wham, jabbed you. You know? Anyways, they tossed him back in, had his head up against the post. Hunter grabbed a chair, right to the skull. That was a big shock for me, especially seeing as on how they pretty much banned chair shots to the head anymore. And then he picked him up, pedigree, just looked over him, like, you know what, that's it, you're done now. And then, fade to black, show was done. Like I said, show was good. It was a nice Raw leading to help build into WrestleMania. I just wish they'd have started doing more Raws like this after Elimination Chamber instead of just waiting until like a month before, instead of waiting 3 to 4 weeks before Mania to start building it up. Anyways, that's all the time for this week's episode. So like I always tell y'all, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch all the other episodes. Look for me on Twitter at Tim Vicious and my backup account Tim_Vicious. Ask me on there for a link for Offshoot Radio. I'll wind up sending y'all a link for the first episode. We're doing them every other Wednesday. So we did it last week. The next one will be in another week. Also, fuck, there goes my botch. Make sure y'all check out all these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. My brother from another mother and co-host of Offshoot Radio, James Belmont, JX2001. That Roxy girl. Vicky actually changed her Twitter. It's not _ it's VBitch anymore. It's just Vicky Earls now. So make sure y'all look for that. Roxy and Vicky both have their own YouTube channels. Make sure y'all check them out. I am Danny Sunday, Mucky Morris, Helm Robinson 82, Axel Mulligan. Make sure y'all check out Axel's blogs on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, pay-per-views. Yo's also doing SmackDown blogs for WrestlingRambles.com. Make sure y'all look for that too. The Sunday Say-Way, Kenny. Can't wait to be back on there. March 30th, me, Vicky, and the Vampire Ninja King, Ollie Ben, are going to be on there. Sinfully Sabrina, Cranky Asshole, Legion Lady Aaron, Ollie Ben, Oliver Ben, Just a Stupid Mark. Make sure you also check out Ollie's and Masked Mark's TNA Turnaround. I always tell you, you love me great. Hate me? Fuck yous.